Wrong holiday.
Crap.
We are one day.
I don't even know where I'm at in the world.
It's because it's that week
Or the
after
time.
Christmas that
It's not
we don't
Independence
even
Day,
know.
you're right. This is New Year's.
New Year's. So
Well,
New
then,
Year's.
I gotta change the hat then.
But do you know, realize somebody said it is are you really leaving it? New Year's, like January is next month, next week, next year, next decade. So you're gonna get, what is this hat
How
mean?
you doing?
What does this hat mean
What do you mean?
for New Year's?
You know, this is the kind of man you want to get freaky with, right? You want to get freaky
Al
with me.
Capone?
I want to get freaky with me. Everybody want to get with me.
It's not true. Happy Monday. Look at this.
How?
He's growing a beard. I love it.
How's your America?
How was your America?
Because on Independence Day.
It's not Independence Day.
Oh,
Wrong holiday.
crap.
We are one day.
I don't even know where I'm at in the world.
It's because it's that week
Or the
after
time.
Christmas that
It's not
we don't
Independence
even
Day,
know.
you're right. This is New Year's.
New Year's. So
Well,
New
then,
Year's.
I gotta change the hat then.
But do you know, realize somebody said it is are you really leaving it? New Year's, like January is next month, next week, next year, next decade. So you're gonna get, what is this hat
How
mean?
you doing?
What does this hat mean
What do you mean?
for New Year's?
You know, this is the kind of man you want to get freaky with, right? You want to get freaky
Al
with
Capone?
me. I want to get freaky with me. Everybody want to get with me.
It's not true.
This is not that type of video.
This is not that kind of video. So what are we talking about now that we're into a minute?
All right, so you
So-
can find us on Instagram, Twitter, podcast, Apple Podcasts. We have a website, haveamarriage.com. I'm currently working on redesigning it. You didn't know, but I am. Boom. All right.
Yeah, so Tim
Kind of
Tammy
everywhere.
Anna's
We're trying
Marriage
to-
Minute on Mondays. Monday Marriage Minute.
We're trying to get a little more skilled with this thing. It's an ongoing
Well,
process.
maybe I
And thank
should've-
you for your patience.
This
Yes,
is
it would have been
hair.
nice
I
if you
know.
actually would have done something today. Maybe get a facial.
Okay,
right.
stop. I'm putting the tourist Christmas decorations away. I'm a little messy, but
I don't know what I'm doing.
we-
I just look like a 3-day drunk. Her mother called me that. And she's
you're
going to
not.
love this later when she sees it on Facebook.
But you're not. So that's
Nope.
all right.
It's a 6-day
6
drunk.
days.
now. She knows my comedy.
Anyway.
Coming fast.
But no, I mean, we thought, we've gone in the 300s, we've talked a lot about sex in different ways and different
Sex.
things to,
If you
why
missed
it's-
any of the 300s, you missed out on sex.
Probably.
Yeah.
But you can always go back. We have them
Nope, that
on
sex
our-
is gone. You can never get it back again.
I believe the best sex I'll ever have is still to come. No pun intended.
Yes, ma'am.
Anyway,
Pun intended. Okay, so you're gonna exercise stuff is going on sale. This is the big push for get that New Year's resolution in, and actually just want to challenge you the same exact way as everything else because you've one more thing on your list, right?
right.
No, not to worry about exercise, not to worry about anything, but actually invest in your marriage because you could be fat and happy, which is better than being fat and divorced. I was waiting for her to say something,
I
and she
never
did.
agreed with No, but no, you said something that I
I'm
thought was
just-
really, really important.
I said a thing.
The generations have
Oh,
really,
that thing?
was really, really good. When we were talking
Wow.
earlier today,
See
you
if I
said,
can
the
remember.
generations, baby boomers and those before the silent generation, they had to work really, 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 really hard for things. It
The
was
silent
really tough.
generation had to work harder than the baby boomer generation.
And if something was broken, you had to figure out how to fix it.
right, because there
And-
wasn't enough money to make
To just go out and buy another
to buy
one.
another
this or
one.
that,
They didn't actually
you know.
make things that way. There was no Prime. There was no Amazon. There was no internet.
Yeah, so I think
So, like,
working
you're-
on a marriage was
Yeah.
a little bit easier. Now, I'm not saying easier. I'm just saying.
What else
the
did you have to do
thought-
that day?
Well, no, but the thought to put into it was easier
There was-
to work on it.
There was
rather than just,
barely
like, whatever.
TV.
This is true.
Yeah. So
So-
you had to work on your marriage because you're It's the only person that's going to entertain you. There's nothing on television, and the radio is kind of a thing. And, you know, like your grandmother, she had stories of, what, saving tin or eating powdered milk or... Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so if you look at that generation, then you move up to the baby boomer generation, which was my parents. They worked really, really hard to make sure that they have a successful marriage. The Generation X, which is our generation, we are latchkey kids. Our parents went to work because that previous generation instilled a high work ethic. And so we were left home alone a lot of times just to raise ourselves. Mm-hmm. And then after our generation is the millennials.
Generation Y, millennials.
And what happened to them, and this is an idea.
Right,
just an idea, is that we have the hard work ethic from our parents, and that's passed on. And then now our kids that we left at home have been raised by social media, TV, and Google. Mm-hmm. So Google's your mother. And then what happens is that then nothing really seems to be hard work anymore.
Right.
Like it's really easier. And this is the complaint about the millennial generation is that they want things now. It has to be easy. It has to be fast. I want to make my millions and I want to make them right now. I don't want to work hard for it. If I have to work hard for it, then it must be a thing that I don't want to do. Let's go make the million somewhere else. And when you have a generation, right? And when you have a generation that thinks that way, it needs to come easy or it's not going to come at all.
Yeah.
That's not conducive of marriage.
Right.
A happy marriage doesn't come easy.
Not at all.
And sometimes there can be years where it doesn't come at all.
Yeah.
But it's the point of living out the commitment. And so we honor people that have been married for 50 plus years.
Absolutely.
And we all go, man, I wish I want to, you can have that. It's really, really hard, but you just have to want to stick through it and not to be so stuck on instant gratification all of the time.
I just don't feel.
And I don't know how the next generation, which would be my son's generation, of how they're going to raise their kids, which would be a balance, I hope, of working hard and instant gratification is kind of what we all. The balance is amazing to where some things should be instant and some things I should work hard for. But understanding the difference between the two is a major issue.
Major issue. And it's hard because if we have it easier, we want to make it easier for our kids naturally. I don't want them to struggle. I don't want them, but they need to still learn.
I want my kids to struggle.
But they don't.
Right. They don't struggle as much as I did.
And as nearly as much as our parents and then our grandparents
Right.
did.
And so we spend intentional time investing into them and teaching them things that they don't want to learn, like working on a truck or how to weed or how to do the things that suck, but you get the great result out of it. A really nice garden is only nice because somebody's out there weeding it all the time. But we can't figure that out in a marriage, that if nobody's working on their marriage and it just kind of goes downhill. If you have a nice garden, it's the same exact process that you have to put something into it all of the time. And so we wanted to get to the point, especially at the end of the year, for you guys to start thinking in, I don't want to say resolution, but in terms of goal setting. Yeah. What do you want your marriage to be next year? And what can you two agree on? And I don't want like 20 different things to have sex every day. We're going to date every week. It doesn't have to be all that, but just a big goal of, you know what? We're going to fall in love with each other again.
What does that look like?
What's that look like? And then let's execute that. And then once you fall in love with each other again, then you could think of another goal. But I would say that most of the time when we're doing marriage coaching, that's kind of one of the biggest complaints. We've fallen out of love. Well, guess what? We've fallen out of love. And guess what? We're still married. Her parents that have been married for
51 years
have fallen out of love. They're still married. And that's kind of the whole point of,
it's a cycle.
Learning how to fall into love and out of love and all of that, and still being committed to the person that you've promised to be committed to.
Because it's that deep satisfaction.
Right.
It's that comfort. I said to him today, I go, you're going to have to live just as long as me because I can't imagine doing this all over again. I have found such a deep, satisfying love and intimacy and finances and parenting and household stuff and everything in that comfort that it's
right. And I made the joke that I've destroyed her for anyone else. And that's why don't you live that way? Destroy your spouse for everyone else that follows you in a great way.
Outdo each other.
Yeah. Just be like, you know what? You're never going to find another person that's amazing as me, and the rest of your life is going to suck because I'm gone.
Now, if your partner laughs hysterically at that, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. How about you talk to each other and say, hey, how could I destroy you for the next person? It kind of sounds horrible.
But it's true. I have no desire to ever look anywhere else. Ever. Not
I'm
even
that
think
good.
about it.
Yeah, take notes.
Well, because you take care of me. I feel secure, I feel safe, and I feel loved. That's huge.
And I feel touched in all the right places. But we want you to think of one goal for next year that is obtainable and that is meetable.
Meetable. Put it on your fridge.
And put it on your fridge, and just to remind you, if it's a goal of doing devotions every single day, great. Do devotions every single day. If
dating once a month.
If you're one of those people that want to go to the gym together, like we do, and that's great, yeah. Then go to the gym together. That's fine, but don't stop doing it because you miss a day. And I think that's the biggest issue with any exercise or reading or anything that takes maintenance.
Yes.
Is that if you miss a day, I'm out. That's why fad diets don't work, because you miss a day and you stop doing it. Well, it's not the diet that's the issue. It's you. You're the issue. So just stick to it and make it a goal that you both can stick to.
Yeah. We're doing the same thing. We're setting a couple little goals.
Yep.
Yeah. We're setting a couple
dirty sex stuff.
No. What more could there possibly be?
See? Ruined for everyone else. Yep. If I kill over, she's single the rest of her life.
Pretty much.
That's the goal you should have.
All right, we love you guys. So be sure to message us if you have topics that you'd like us to cover. If you have questions,
we'll cover any topics. We will
live in our area. We do coaching, one-on-one.
We do it over the phone. We do it over Zoom. We will Zoom you. Zoom. But we just want to let you know that we're here for you. Mm-hmm. If you have any questions, let us know. And we keep everything private. Yeah. I always tend to forget to say that, but we do. We may
use the topic and discuss it. Use the topic
as an example, but
Brian, tell you, no.
It will not be
Bob and Cindy.
Brian and Shelley, this is their problem, and this is what's going on in their life. Let's discuss. It's not an open discussion.
All right, we love you guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We will see you in 2020.
Hey, stay up late and have sex.